every day. You don't do nothing, just like, that's why I just check them truckers as a bag of jokers. Because unless government policy does not change, we just right there in the same situation. So globalization has an effect. You allow these mega companies to come down. You allow these mega companies to come down where they're working on economics of scale. They can afford to not hire Dominicans because they have their big trucks. They just import their goods. The government allowing them to import their trucks. You check. Allowing them to bring in drivers. You check me. So that already brings down, that's saving them money. All these things saving them money. You check me. And then the cost remains on the local man because we don't have to pay back for all these projects, the taxes. What we get it. Our children unemployed, we are given handouts to appease some of us, not even all of us. Some of us are given handouts just to appease. Some of us are called enemies of the state because we point out the nonsense. and some of us agree that is a okay way of living. And then when the youths and them start to rebel, kill one another, do nonsense, make back down, do all kind of shit, burst house, we cursing them down, tearing them down,
we punishing them.
Yeah, they go in jail, they send them jail, destroy the rest of their life in and out of prison. And the people that cause in those situations, they're supporting them and trapping them. The rules are very scary, the rape one black one. Charles Check. See how many students that have to stay back. Back in Dominica because the government refused to pay their scholarship, tuition. There is people that could have a profession. Instead, now all of them sticking with discrimination.
You know what the most disgusting about that, brother? Is that the institution of state that not only represents security, but manhood to it, because it's predominantly a male-dominated occupation, which is the police, my brother. You mean to tell me when election call and the man is no longer the head of state, you still have the police special branch and them answering him and them are still making proclamations as if he's the head of state.
But that, again, what Pyro say,
Prime Minister is not the head of state.
That is why Pyro say people do not understand the functions and the workings of government. It has never been taught to the people, so they do not know it. So when man say no law, no constitution, man know 99% of the people he's saying that to actually don't have not a clue or even where to buy a constitution to read. So you can say that you're cheating because people don't know the rules of the game. So they're not sure if cheating happening, they just do not know.
You know another thing I find interesting, I realize I travel the Caribbean already. I don't know, I maybe not haven't observed it other places, but you see the stripes on the shoulder, you know I be symbols, my brother. I'm like big on the stripes on them man's shoulder supposed to represent the blade, which is a symbol of masculinity, but apparently which is the female thing, you check me. So when a man have 3 stripes upside down on his shoulder, what does that represent? His masculinity, or that he is essentially emasculated? You understand? Because listen, anything that happen right now in our society, in our state, where the government there's a failure in government or what, security of the state falls onto the policing. So just look at this thing happening with the illegality of listeners, you know, and then you have all the agents of state responsible for ensuring that after the election you do have trouble, you do have problems, and then people talking about liking trouble.
You inviting trouble.
You understand? Through your inaction, you are the cause of the trouble. Because that's your function.
Everything politicizing. You have an electoral. No. It's supposed to be whether whatever political opinion you hold, that is you. Everybody entitled to their political opinion. But when it comes to matters of the state, you're supposed to be objective.
Yes.
Now, if there's a legitimate reason or a legitimate question as to someone's legal standing, then the commission is supposed to look into it. You check. You cannot be voting based on you voting based on the commission voted squarely based on political affiliation.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it have evidence to show. Look, the OAS other email they sent out says stating straight off the bat that Vincent Nelson is still the ambassador to the OAS. So up till today, as far as we know, Vincent Nelson is still the ambassador of Dominica to the OAS. You check? No. That makes him an employee of the state.
Yes, sure.
You check? Whether he's a contract, whether whatever it may be, but he is an employee of the state. For him to go up in the political arena, he's supposed to resign from his position.
Definitely.
That is the law, plain and simple.
Simple as that. Nothing complicated about that.
Check.
Clear.
So, when you defy the law, you show because of your political affiliations, you can defy the law, you can do what you want. Police sit there, they do nothing about it. The commission would have supposed to address it. Say they voted in favor of not addressing the issue. But it's an issue to the state because the people are questioning it. Even if, let us even say, he was not illegal and he was in his legal status. But as long as the people have an objection, the objection is supposed to be looked into. That is democracy. That is what democracy is about. Whether the objection is brought up by a minority or a majority, an objection is an objection and you're supposed to look into it. That is why we have an authority to keep things balanced and to keep trust within the administration of the state. But instead, everything is politicized. So you cannot trust the state. There's no balance, not the state, but the administrators of the state. You check, we cannot trust them. You check, there's no balance in their approach. You check, they're discriminating against people because of their political stance. And these things will bring war. You check, sure.
They will bring trouble.
Yes.
They will bring trouble.
Trouble, war, everything.
Because if the people, the police, and the commission and those people responsible for safeguarding and making sure things go right are, like my partner Tyrone said, derelicting their duties. Well, we the people, is now up to us to take, because we cannot allow people to violate us. The people out that, so boy, we just there kind of now, boy, what we can do now? You're mad. Tima, let me tell you that. It's not going to happen again. That is it, that it don't have more violation of our constitution. Our constitution will not be violated. Mr. Prince Anderson, Mr. Scary. Look at these also are chill, man.
So Maggie, good. You see what you just said here? You are a patriot, my boy.
What do you mean?
Book right there by Mr. Institution, your government, and you. Yes. It says here that the institutions of state, no. Let me see what it says. We cannot build a prosperous state. Yes, the institutions of state, the police, the and disgrace
Labor administration.
through their actions and inaction.
Labor administration. There is enough reason for we the people to cause a trouble, because that is the word of the night, is trouble. So the list of reasons to cause a trouble long, and other thing keep saying you can't avoid the inevitable. You know, no matter how much you kick the can down the road in Dominica, we're heading for a trouble. And what Dominicans have to make up their mind, they're going to take that trouble for the betterment of their self and their children, and not try to avoid the inevitable. You cannot avoid death, and you cannot avoid the trouble that it's going to take to get Dominicans free of that law-breaking administration that we have. Now, as the conversation saying, Vince Henderson is an illegal candidate in this by-election in Granby. 100% legal. There is evidence for the illegality of Vince. Now, I'm gonna go back a little far, and a lot of people has praised Rosie Douglas. They has given him a lot of praise, but I have my own views on Rosie. So, in the year 2000, Rosie was the one that bring in corruption in Dominica on the level that it has grown into, because he violated our constitution by having Roosevelt Skerrit run in an election knowing that man was a Frenchman. Then he pay Laurent Bannis to cross the floor, and it's been downhill politically from there. Bribery, constitutional breaking, etc. So we have to accept the reality of today, that Rosie as a fighter, his demonstration and thing, because the bus riot for 50 cents as Rosie working. Rosie look for that trouble for his political gain on people. That was his strategy for Labour Party to be relevant in the politics of Dominica. Right now we're in a situation where for the third time in 15 years, our constitution going to be violated again. And some people want to talk about that, or want to pretend that there isn't a solution for the problem of our constitution being violated for the third time in succession. You had Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, Frenchman, in the parliament, a violation of the Dual Citizen Act in the constitution. You have President Charles Savre, minister going up to president, a violation of the constitution. Now you have a man who have government emoluments, which is he getting a paycheck from the government, contesting a Granby by-elections. Coupled with the fact that our institutions have been designed to fail by our Prime Minister and his associates. So you have the Electoral Commission headed by Duncan Stowe, a passport salesman who has spent close to 5 million EC dollars in Newtown, wanted to get the Newtown School for some hotel project that he wanted to build out of the sales of passport money. So it is clearly evident that from Duncan Stowe's standpoint, the gravy train have to continue. So we cannot wait for these guys' decisions to want to investigate when we the people have the evidence. We've been bamboozled by the police force, the hierarchy of the police force, by constantly not investigating matters of public mischief when it's not in favor of the government. We made a video expressing our constitutional rights. We got police. A flyer was sent out talking about a march to the library. It got police. The police made public statements about a march with an illegal procession and blah 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 blah. No, there is a candidate of not resigning, not producing no evidence of his resignation. He's just laying quiet so he can get into the election, and then we will litigate. But by 30 days over, he in power and he there until the judiciary has screwed the Dominican people over and over and over. We are a people where none of our lawyers speak on our behalf. The majority of them on government take. The majority of them on government take. So it left to one group of people, the fourth branch of government, to correct the situation, which is we the people. Because we have a failure in the executive, we have a failure in the judiciary, we have a failure in the parliament. Therefore, the fourth branch of government, which is the people, because you don't just vote for them to be there, you vote and you have a responsibility to guard your vote and to see that the government does their job properly. That is the responsibility of the people. There is no, and I will repeat it, there is nowhere written that the people have to accept a government for 5 years. It says elections are due every 5 years. It doesn't say people have to accept a government that gone rogue for 5 years. Nowhere in humanity has that written. So I say this to say, the people out there hearing my voice tonight, get yourself geared to support democracy, because the call will be coming this week if Vince don't resign. And once Vince and Roosevelt Skerrit can be in a conspiracy to break the laws of Dominica, then we the people must be in a conspiracy to defend the laws of Dominica. And everybody hearing me speaking tonight, information has been brought to the Electoral Commission. Information has been brought to the Electoral Commission. They are supposed to answer tomorrow, the people of Dominica. I cannot wait because first there is the election. The police have to get involved and answer that question by Thursday or by Wednesday. It has to be aiding and abetting the destruction of our constitution. None of them have morality to stay there. The Prime Minister should be given zero excuses but resignation as his option. You cannot have 18 members, including the Speaker of the House, going to Granby, and are in a conspiracy to defraud, to cheat, and to destroy the Constitution of Dominica. The Dominican people, the people in Dominica, the people in the diaspora, boy, everybody spread the word that the stand have to take place if Vince Henderson doesn't resign. And plus, we should stand because we cannot have a Prime Minister and all his members of the executive openly defying our constitution in our eyes. It's not in grey, it's in our eyes, clear as black and white. And there should be zero excuses from anybody up there right about now as to what should take place in Dominica. Yes, it's a trouble, but it's a trouble for our nation because them man causing the problems, the trouble by breaking the law. Nobody not doing nothing about it for the past 15 years, and we the people, the line in the sun have to be drawn at some point.
Okay, good. Let me tell you that now. It have bad trouble and good trouble in. Tony Asafan said it to you. It still have the cool wash.
Constitutional cool wash.
Remember, Bullseye Brigade me say promoting this year.
Tony Asafan still giving us the right, to stone them down,
That to modernize Bullseye
Because
Brigade.
you see right now, all I see is to stone down because we cannot get justice from the police to take us and to stop those fellas in their dirty tracks. We cannot get justice in court to stop those fellas in their dirty tracks. We cannot get justice from electoral office to stop them fellas in their dirty tracks. So that means the commissioner, Daniel Carbon, and his crew willing to bring my children and also me into poverty. That means all the magistrates and the lawyers in Dominica make up their mind to put me and my children into poverty. That goes the same for Duncan Stowe and all the rest that's supposed to be upholding the law. So right now, all I see in it do have no law for we poor people. So you see right now, no police not supposed to stop me or anybody and tell us
nothing.
The law. Because the law is been broken clearly and a lot of people like why they tell them learn your
that
constitution.
One put them on the spot.
But hold on a while, Buju. That is why we just be going around doing our best to educate the people about the constitution of Dominica. So we will know what we should be doing on a time like now. It's not going to be just us alone that would be saying those kind of things and people will be saying it's trouble all you want.
But
so people like Claudette Sandy need to get a constitution and learn her rights so she will see that right now it's just what they declare new poverty that there, my boy. So if you don't stand back, you will die, my boy. You don't have nothing else left to do right now, my brother.
Excuses we are
nothing. But anytime we allow it there right now for Vince to go in, Panda, it just we accept the poverty. And me say by no poor to be poor is a crime, boy. And I don't gonna be hungry and I see that rich people around me, man. Nothing that, you know. Okay, sir.
Alright.
Okay, sir.
Alright.
Maka stay fair wa bug.
Alright.
Zafa me pa ka mo fair. Ebe ni moun apa me qui ni l'argent d'ouvrir mais tous les jours avec moi zafa yo ni go voiture go bite ka passer tous les jours tu vois
What's up about that?
J'aurais peut-être me show up with Allah.
No, but it's the reality, my brother. And right now, that is where.
Hold on.
I'm
I
not
can
a
say
politician,
something. I can say
boy.
something.
I'm not in that with them people, I'm not politician, I'm not labor, I'm not wood, because I'm not nothing like that, you know.
I can say
My
something.
boy, you see when I see advantage is taken upon me, my boy. I go to do something with you one day, boy. Don't matter how tall you be like the tree, boy. I will do something, boy. I cannot take it again. When you put the cup under the pipe, is a certain amount of water it can hold, you know, my boy. I not a basket, you know, my brother. Water that's passing through. I not a basket, boy. You mad now, boy. How long I can? I not to them people now, boy. But who want to stay at their home, you know, my brother. Why? Don't go and poverty I see in there, you know, my brother. And that up there already. Taxes going up. But bottle of oil was $6 now, it's $10.50, Rasta. How long we going to be living in that situation now, boy? And saying it so it is. And we seen people living lavish in front of us every day. We pay a man house rent $64,000 every month. Every month we pay a man house rent $64,000. And we there in misery, boy. And the people saying it so it is. And we have our right to defend that, boy. Our own. So what happened now, boy? So we just go and a man is going to come and tell you, come out there, that's not your house again. Huh? But you can't come and tell me just now. So that we're waiting for. Look, they make another agreement with Chinese to give us visa free to go China. But nobody doesn't know the agreement that the man have with China, the MOU, boy. Who in Dominica know about that, boy? Just so Chinese will do us. Boy, let me tell all the Dominican people something that playing part all if it's trouble we want, not trouble we want. Now, boy, I want to defend for my children, boy. All you can see all your and see all your misery, you know, boy. I need all your fingernails, you know, I not in that thing. All you can see all your and need all your fingernails, boy. My children, you know, I don't know if all have children or nothing, but I have my children, boy. And I have to stand for my children, boy. And their children to come, guys. So you mad now, boy. I not in them nonsense that them people talking about, you know, boy. Oh, all you just workers and boy, all you can see. What workers only want, what me say no, my casa za fame pa kamaji. Boy.
Yeah, well, you know already.
Yeah, man.
Like we say, that is it. Them man and them have respect for with the people. Because if they, yeah, they show they have disrespect already.
It's not even about them, man. Have respect for the people.
If the people have respect for themselves.
Yeah.
Right about now, we have to respect ourselves.
If you have respect for yourself, you go down and say,
Man, them, you always play in that good
Boy, I tell you, my
people
brother.
belittle our integrity. You check me if you have $100,000 thing, scratch it out and put $5 on it. You check I telling you, the man just come to just rob you of your value. You check I saying,
why not in them things, my brother?
yeah, man.
And I'll say,
I want what that is mine. And you see, when I see what that is mine going away from me, I'm going to take it, you know, and I will come for it, you know. And if it's you that have it, you better let it go because you have a problem, you know.
Yeah, that.
come down,
I can feel your pain, you know, my brother, because let me tell you something. I leave the roadside here after how many years of people checking. Boy, I just feel sometimes like confused, you know, because growing up now without the esteem, you check me, and because being the kind of thinking person, people don't like that, you check. So on the road messing around, and then to finally, you know, it's like place yourself. So now leaving that now and coming to where I working for a paycheck, my brother, and I seen 4 months soldier, the man do paying salaries and the people responsible for signing the checks and them. You check. Yes, my brother, I know what it's feeling like. Boy.
4 months, no check.
4 months, no check, no salary. And here the worst thing now. Me and my 3 or 4 month old baby mother working same place, my brother. So she don't get in a salary and I don't get in a salary. You check? And then my brother, you see, I know, you know, my brother, people
come in and complain.
People doesn't understand. They check them things.
Boy, according to Mojo, Rosie Douglas, that's the same.
And the thing about it, bro, it's not just that, you know. Remember, you already give your time, you know.
Them scooter they're working like blade, man. They have to take a minute to rev up before they can go, man. Go ahead, Flacco.
Yeah, man. But trust me, it's not easy. Check you.
I tell you, I
Make you. Because remember, in that time there, it's like you're living on people, on people charity. You know, you check.
My brother, things rough.
So even when the money do come, you have so much people.
Easy down, you know, boy.
You check? So I just check like, boy, see that boy. At least I have a support system. I have people who check me, I can. But there are people, my brother, that do have that, and it have some people outside there. They in positions where they're responsible for other people, but they don't give a damn about people. You check? They don't consider those things.
Well, I would say into all that here is, if people out there going on with for them regular man to call them, it will not happen. It's poor people that calling poor people to come out and support poor people, and they need to come out and support themselves. They need to show respect for themselves and make a change in Dominica for themselves. Because you see me, I just walk around, I just listen to people conversations as I pass it, maybe even slow down and listen to what some people say. You see that thing, Dominicans like to talk. They like to talk about what Dominicans doesn't stand for their right. Again, I'll say it. Don't look on your neighbor. Do not look on your neighbor. Come for yourself and be counted.
Yeah, man.
Be part of the historic change that have to happen in Dominica. Yes, be able to account for the history that was there, that will happen. That the people in Dominica unite for their best interests. Not the best interests of workers, not the best interests of labor, not the best interests for Skerrit, not the best interests for nobody, but themselves. No, some people seem to be voting for the best interests of workers, and some voting for the best interests of labor, and some voting for the best interests of God knows whatever else.
Crazy, man.
But their best interests not being met. So, for example, Granby, when the people that say, oh, they report on it. Okay, you make Vince win. Your son at home wasn't working yesterday before Vince win. And a week after Vince win, your son still not going to be working. You're still not going to have more money in your pocket because the money Vince probably give you a week before election, it already spend and you're not going to get more.
But Bojo, the
You
man
understand?
on an illegal agenda, the man on an illegal agenda is not your child to worry about.
Alright.
But not just that,
You understand me, Byron?
The piece you add on your house, huh? While the rest of your community go down to shit. Just imagine you have a nice white castle. Just imagine you have a nice white castle in the middle of a poubelle, you check me? In the middle of a landfill. Because when everything around you, so what you believe? Your neighbor and them children go and turn to drug dealing and drug addiction and prostitution and it's not going to affect you? When 5 and 10 and 15% of the youth population starting to turn to to crime and thievery and burglary, and it don't go and affect you. Worry, man. If it's good, if it have a thing that did there, and I always like it. If it's good, you're doing, you'll see.
Rosie Douglas is who that was campaigning around saying workers is a corrupt government and them and dealing with communist countries in. Huh?
Yeah.
Today what we in? We never see workers dealing with China. Huh? Taiwanese the workers used to deal with and Mamoe. Huh? Today Chinese we have where the communists sleeping, they bring us. Where they live in, where they sleep in, where they stay in, they bring us. And how many Dominicans are talking about the corruption and the same communists now? So that I telling you, all of them know my boy. It's an abuse relationship. I spent
6 years in a communist country. 6 years in a communist country.
So you know what it is.
No, see what happened in Dominica is exactly what is happening in the communist country.
And I tell you, know what it is already.
Discrimination, discrimination, discrimination. Once you see they label you anti-revolutionary, once they label you anti-government, your life finish. You check. And that is the same practice them man do in Dominica. You check, making people turn against one another just because you have difference of political opinion. So once you supporting workers, you supporting APP, you supporting any other political party than Labour, you're supposed to be seen as an enemy of this state. But Labour Party is not this state. You check. Labour Party not this state. So how you having your difference of opinion making you an enemy of this state?
Okay then.
Reject me.
Makes you an enemy of Labour Party, not this state.
Makes you an enemy of no progress.
But not that was
because
in
today tomorrow Labour Party could come and reform this.
That's not their motto, no?
But
you check.
But that they were singing up there, no?
but Pyro, as we saying that there, right? I don't mind if when they go back and say me says an enemy to progress, right? And an enemy to the state. Their life getting better, you know. They coming back.
Well, you want to make that and put that in the people.
Seeking Dominica.
Poison the people mind, you know, too. Like, boy, once you speak against what Labour Party doing, it's like you're against the state of Dominica. But Labour Party is not the state of Dominica.
The erase that line, you know, Pyro. The erase the line between the Labour Party
and state.
You see me, Pyro?
And Labour Party not the state, my brother.
One thing I know,
see
Labour...
what happening in Grand Bay, what people not checking. Brother, prior to that by-election story there, the government claimed they don't have money to do nothing.
Yeah.
You check. The government don't have money to do nothing in the country.
Things rough due to the pandemic.
The economy, pandemic crash the economy, everything tight. But all of a sudden now, they have windows passing like as it is. Dominica have a factory.
No, but hold on a while now. Them same windows and doors there. That there since 5 years ago.
I don't know how long it's there. But all I know,
it passing.
Right now, money, not just window passing, but people getting cash money.
They getting money. Yeah, the lady in the shop told it to us.
So,
a lady in the shop told it to us.
Where the money come out all of a sudden, before the by-election, before Ed died, the country, Dominica, the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, claims the economy is too bad for them to be able to assist nobody. So if you want an assistance, they facilitate a loan for you as a small business person.
But no
you check. But right now, in the by-election, Labour Party, according to them, that is Labour Party, have more resources than the state and being able to provide for Dominicans as a political party.
And not a government.
And we're not questioning ourselves where them resources coming from.
No. We know that these people using government resources factually, as a fact. I can't put no weight on that. Hold on.
Let me just put a simple thing for you. Some of us that know, and you can continue. Not all of us that know that.
Okay, I accept that caveat. The majority of us know. The majority of us know.
Why is that?
That money,
Let me get a bite.
Well, cannot buy me. That money coming from government, because it's not Labour Party checks you get in. It is rapid relief government checks. So if you can't read that check, it clearly says government, so you know where the money coming out. No.
So them man basically using state funds
for campaigning
to facilitate
their party or their campaign agenda. No. It is against the law. It is against the law to treat and bribe people during an election. And that is clear evidence, my brother. Clear evidence through how much government checks get dispersed for Grand Bay people, because that is the evidence. The dispersal of government checks in the treasury to Grand Bay people. Rapid relief checks that are going to be used by the Grand Bay people is a direct example, evidence of using state resources to bribe people, which is an illegal activity according to the laws of the election.
What Clarence Christian had to say about
So no matter how we caught it, my brother, we have a government that arresting us for going by Astafan and swiping
a
cube cheese and facing prosecution and years in jail for a can of tuna, a cube cheese, a block of cheese. But we clearly seeing the clear-cut evidence, not no gray. It's not gray. It's black and white, or it is even in color if you want to put it. That Labour Party using government resources to break the law by bribing the people of Grand Bay. You understand? So I'll say it again, yeah, for me personally, and I know I'll get support in the rest of you. To me, Vince go, scare it have to go. Yeah. You cannot have a fucking, excuse my language, you cannot have a prime minister and all his members of his government conspiring to trample the constitution. There is no excuse for Mr. Again. None whatsoever. If you have decided that you are going to destroy the social contract that giving you your power, we will destroy you, my brother, from power. I myself, I am not for that Mr. Shit, my brother.
Imagine,
once you reach to that point,
I said, rubbish, you destroy the society, like the contract on the society.
That's why I said earlier. That is why I said earlier, I would love for a majority of we Dominicans to learn and understand the constitution of Dominica. Because that's why I tell you, it's not all of us, neither majority, because there's a lot of we Dominicans that do not know the constitution of Dominica, brother.
I accept that, the majority.
Anytime you see the massive of Dominica understand the constitution, those fellas finish. No politician don't gonna come and do nonsense again, you know. Because what people believe in now is them man in power and they have all the right to be handling the money and doing what they're doing. Like it's their money, but they don't have no right to be doing that. The constitution never give you right to be handling state funds as a pal rep.
At no level.
The only person that have right to be handling state funds are the permanent secretaries, boy. Those kind of things the people do not know. So they will just accept anything that boy.
I watch a boo like Sir Ali Clarence, you know. He write it in his book, you know. Yet still.
How you call him?
A boo one of my brother.
But too nice for
and yet still the man now come in, huh? And use that against the people, you know.
To enrich himself.
You check. Them man, you see them man.
Most of the Alpiro is us.
Our partner Clarence Christian gone.
Oh, for them is now we were Clarence Christian. Stop facilitating this shit.
Talking about Vince.
How much audit missing to do for government?
Hey man, let me see if I see it.
Suck with
And to read it, where Clarence Christian then gives
man,
them.
my brother. Time for them man to go down.
You sure boy Maggie?
Yeah, why comment on it.
I don't see that. I wasn't paying attention, man. Too much comments past there, man. Ask Clarence. No, I want to see what
you let me snub you, them man is enable. When it finishes, it
all these people are part and parcel of the crimes that are going on in the
face what
country.
people think and coming and talk is bullshit and trying to believe he can talk is nonsense for people, my brother. Them man, boy, see them man. Them man are too.
Oh, there we go, Clarence Christian.
They think their time wouldn't come, their time have to come.
Yeah, I see they give him money mounting their way on my boy kitchen.
Pretty boy fly.
No, they call him bell led.
Pretty boy fly.
But yeah, hey, nobody can give to me.
Pretty boy fly.
My
Bell
Jesse.
I
led.
call him man pretty, you know, the man say, you call him a man like
Pretty
me
ugly.
boy? I never call him an ugly. Now all I say pretty boy fly doing
You
town.
man know the sarcasm, my brother.
Why that?
You man
No,
know
you put what's in my mouth, good. I
man
call
no
you handsome,
sarcasm.
I call you ugly.
you man well black, my brother.
Call
Man
him a
black.
handsome man, is a handsome black
Man is a black man, my brother.
Well,
Well
of course,
black.
that's a true black man.
Man have a nice black complexion.
Them
Well
them
black.
set a black man that was selling their brothers for bag of rice.
Yes, that is
That is
them.
where slave. Them fellas showing you how slavery begin.
How
To
it
sell
con-
their
how
people
it
for a bag of rice and
continue.
how slave them man be, you know. So they always under the master. Yeah, man, I'll do that for you. No
I'm
problem.
gonna retire, man. Still you're like a
How slave them fellas be, I telling you, Pyro. Them
You
fellas,
retire, no?
fellas like Clarence Christian and them not in no abuse relationship, you know, is house slave.
But he don't retire from government job.
He's on house slave, he cannot retire.
But when you see you as a thief, to be a thief is just a bad
Take it
thing.
out, take it easy. We have we have no injection for them thief there, nah?
Boy,
Straight extraction.
Yeah, man.
No injection for them
Straight
thief there.
garbage for that.
It do have no painkiller for those kind of things.
Boy, a thief is the worst thing. in
Grand Bay, open all your eyes. All what that going on in Grand Bay now is handbag, you know, that doing that there. It's not scary and them not doing nothing. I go and visit a old lady, she tell me, gasoline, pour me from our side. Tout le monde sait qu'il passe qu'à moi ça dollar. Eh ben tous les jours, vous rappelez, monsieur ni quelque chose pour faire mon noir.
Where they getting their money?
Boy, them old people in Gambia right now afraid because they find him. They never got to see that. I talk to a granny, I tell you that buy from the market. She tell me that's put me from where I will have him. Tous les soirs, tous les jours, mon carré ministre a monté chimé quoi be. Hein? How are you, mommy, today? Well, but you can imagine,
But watch that in
Pap,
the
us a dollar capacity. And you can imagine, never can anyway.
But watch that. With all that, the people that need the assistance
but so them
still
are
not
people,
getting
boy.
the
Yeah,
assistance.
But you don't see man still have tarpaulin on the house in Granby. You don't see a plywood blocking a man window. And the woman that working in the council live
Right next to them.
for Ed and them right next to the man. And she tell him to come with the facts. And Ed have all of them be, you know, Ed call Reginald she call them volley, they cannot say it's not true now.
But they know it's true.
Ed die, so dead man carry no tails, but
Yeah.
he was working in the company. So you should know what's happening. The old
Set a thief.
secretary say, oh, you don't know money coming. Huh? Thanks a lot. You guys have got the partner about you, right? Huh?
Clarence
You're
Christian
talking
and
about
them,
facts?
Well,
Well, answer the facts from regional history, not mean a regional history. And it have how much of them in?
The man
The
say
man
his
can't even
children.
finish a government audit.
The man say his children are the PhD already.
The best opportunity for the people of Granby is to vote for Julius Gabriel. Vote for the bird. You vote for the bird, you're sure to see more development in Granby. You vote for Vincent Nelson through pity. Kaipu Kwazi there. It does finish. Trust me, finish. Because these guys will still be in power, they are free as in power, you have to force their hands. Force their hands. The people have Granby already done to bring Vince illegal on all you. So if Vince come there illegal, what are going to happen for you and your children? Not me, sir. But also the people have supposed to even stand up and tell me, come on there.
But see, they build apartments, Granby. Who build the apartments?
Chinese.
All them little boys Granby, what they do?
And today I talk with a partner from Granby. Yeah, the boy, and all them apartments pulling poo-poo.
Lord.
Yeah, but you know already, the bottom line is no more about breaking our constitution. Like you see, now it's not about politicians, opposition, and those kind of things. It's about we, the people. See, us, the fourth branch of the government.
It is our duty to uphold the law.
The fourth branch of the government is our duty, and we have to do our duty. And Vince is illegal, and he will not be contesting in an election of the brother. And we're going to see to that. We going to see to that. Go ahead, brother.
So yeah, the will of the people. Check. That is what that decided
that is what I want to do. As well as keep on pushing on the people, you know, to see when the people will push back in.
Yeah, man.
You know that?
Yes. The will
so
of
to
the
get the people to understand, you know, when the people understand, you see, anytime the people understand what that is against them right now, these guys in problem with the people. We understand, but the rest of the massive need
the
to
Constitution saying it clearly, you know, that is why, listen, if you listen to the very word demonstrate, is a showing. So the Constitution says that the will of the people is demonstrated. So if something going against your will and you not in agreement with what happening to you. The only way is to oppose that force. Okay? And it's the will of the people that have to ultimately prevail against whatever that you know. So unless the Constitution tells you, unless we demonstrating the will to have a democracy, then it will just fade into nothing. So the people have to nothing illegal.
We need to come out, we need to put our foot down. Get the rest of these people to understand. If they by our actions, some will have to understand.
For the past how long there? The eyes have always had it, you know, in the parliament.
Well, the eyes have too much.
The eyes always have it too much.
Time for the head to have it.
Yeah.
The eyes have it for too long.
No disagreement. So, and you know another thing that's interesting, you have never heard somebody, not even the youngest man in the parliament right now, talk about their desire to lead or to do nothing. No, I just listen, my brother, in the real world.
Yes,
that is how it is. You check, I tell you, guys watching parliament going on in other countries. I understand how I say. But I saying that to provide context, my brother.
I know, bro. I understand you, you know.
You check.
But Makadiu, actors alone, not the Dominicans, Hollywood.
Exactly what I come into.
Acting, that you then acting.
So exactly what I come into. So then that is what the people have to understand, that they do truly have representation in the house. No. And that is why they always have the eyes always have it.
And
because
and guess what? I like where you go there with the house, because that's what grand people have to understand. Because you know, before we close, I want to talk to grand people and make them understand clearly. When Pierrot was the Prime Minister, the members of the Labour Party, the party was part of, They didn't want him. They say if he contest in the next election as the Prime Minister, they said no contesting. If he does it at the
Simple way.
So they don't want your man from Oxford until they drive him to his grave.
Yeah.
Your next partner and them house, your next leader again, Ed. They call Ed all kind of a name in cabinet, the man tell you all in cabinet they call it the chastising him and thing like that. Nobody will stand up for him today was until he met his demise. He's two. And now they coming to you now and telling you now, we don't think you have nobody up there in Grand Bay that worthy of sitting on our cabinet.
They never tell you before.
They never tell him that.
But you have to understand that thing. Is it discrimination?
Just prepare, that's it.
The discrimination, because
That's
if a man
right.
resign from his job now,
That's it, right?
for you to go up in that by-election and you feel
You
the
lose.
people don't vote for you, you lose. You have
You
to
lose
go back
out.
to your job.
Yeah.
Where they going to hire you? They're not going to employ you. See what they do, the nurse, why is her name the Stanford in the Carib territory,
Yeah.
Kalinago territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
When she resigned for to go and represent workers, where they never make her a nurse.
Never again.
Exactly. And you have a recording where the man bribing the woman and telling her
That's why
they
it's,
give her her position back plus $100 and how much $1,000.
yeah.
You check me? So when Anbak come out and say them man offer him money, my brother,
It's not a joke,
$100,
that.
I believe it.
It's not a joke, that.
You check?
That's not a joke.
Because look the woman, boy, and them police never do nothing about that. Open bribery right there in the public.
I tell you.
Yeah.
You check? And it stand
No law
for
for the
record them,
people.
man, you know, my brother. What day I put that on
Yeah.
my Facebook thing. You check me? I was a record them, man. The man telling you, yes, he representing the Prime Minister. You check, and the Prime Minister willing to pay the woman $100 and something $1,000, my brother. Plus back in her work as a nurse in the hospital.
Papa Rose, that's what you seen here right there. She had she have everything in her hand to take them and
So, but the police don't
Boy,
act.
do you hear Maggie, what I tell you?
I know, that's what I say,
Yeah,
that's
tell
what I
you,
say,
yeah.
that's what I say.
We
The
cannot
police and
get
the lawyers.
justice. We cannot get justice from the police. We
That-
cannot get justice from the
Yeah,
court
you go, yeah.
system. We cannot get justice from nowhere. So when we cannot get justice from none of the institutions, it rely on according to you, with the fourth line of defense. So it rely on the fourth line of defense to take a stand now. Right now we have the right to arrest the police, you know, because they're enforcing illegal laws. So we, the citizen right now, supposed to start arresting police.
Well, you see, Nick, I'm gonna have to arrest.
Boy, I telling
Arrest
you, that's
this
our
week
duty,
or
my
resign.
boy.
Yes.
That's why I want the people to
Resign.
understand. That
My
is why
boy.
just as the police now, you know, my boy.
Right
Start
now,
just picking
boy.
up man and arrest them for breaking the law, boy.
Just grab them, man.
That is why people understand it's not trouble you're making, you're defending your state, you're
You
defending your
understand?
right, you are defending your future. That is what you are
But them of
protecting.
all of them, man.
From
Them, man.
And them up right now,
Boy,
put my
you
church,
see
right, take up my
Indian
utility place, you know, right, that's
all
not
them,
good.
all them that sitting down.
Yes,
on
and
the
then
long
You see what
table.
you're saying there? You see what you're saying there?
Yeah.
But not one of them, man, child Bundy, you know, boy.
Yeah.
All them and children
Huh?
born in America.
Not one of them, man, child born in Dominica, boss. You check?
Yeah.
So that is to show you Dominica Hospital is not no good.
Hospital.
Hospital.
But them man, they will show you that they have no love for the country.
But that I'm telling you, they don't care
There
about
are
the
no
country.
allegiance to the
Yeah.
country.
So that tell you
because-
to care about the
Tomorrow, them man
country.
can know they can just pick up and go.
Yeah.
And run.
Nothing.
Them man want to know if the
Nothing
people
worry
decide they
about.
find well the tension we picking up, the people getting real pop, they flying out. Let me live all the country for you, eh? Because I have my money.
Well,
That is the intention them man have in there, you know, boy.
we live in on that note, we live in.
Sitting Prime Minister, your wife make 2 youths.
In America,
Two
boy.
youths. Not one of them were born in your
Dominica.
country where you are the Prime Minister.
So, what is that?
And you are the sitting Prime Minister.
Boy, that alone Dominican should get rid of Mr. Boy. That alone was too much already, boy, to be accepted.
Yeah, man.
boy.
Them man do plenty things.
Boy, telling you, boy, I don't know if it's wooden glasses or what people have. You know, boy.
Yeah, man, do things.
But that's to show you the man don't have no love for the country. I said, if you can make 2 children in America, boy, it's Dominica you love.
And
Because you know you don't have nothing better for in Dominica for them.
But the man shouldn't straight the hospital in Dominica is a total failure. But that is one. Next issue, you don't have no love for the country, you don't have no love for the people in the country, you don't care about us. Only thing the man want. Boy, only thing the man seen, yeah, he have a portion of good slaves there. Only thing the man seen, he have a portion of good slaves and they're working good for him. That's only thing scary thing. You have a bunch of good slaves and they are working very well for him. Ride the donkey.
It did a shame.
Ride the donkey.
It did a
And
shame.
that is all.
Work hard.
Well,
I'll eat the macaroni, I'll eat the good food, I'll eat the lobster.
That's alright now.
yeah.
If
Time
they
for
eat
man
them
to come
rubbish there, you
together.
check
Well,
me.
of course, we have another choice.
Yeah,
don't
boy,
need
that is the only way
We do have
can
another choice
move
to unite
forward.
and move these fellas
Come
out of
together
office, boy.
and just grab them fellas, put them on the stand, and it's jail.
Whether red, whether blue, all the
All of
big crime
them.
have
All
to
of
come
them.
and face
Jail,
the
yeah, man,
time.
I have to labas for them, man.
Alright.
They talking
Stop
about
farm for them,
All
man.
who
I'm
that
not joking,
enabling
you
the crime, all who
Bad
that
guy.
enabling the crime,
Yeah.
you have to face it.
That's not the thing where you send thing in paper where man have drawing and pictures them like it's a joke thing. Because they're not politics and they're not game. Guys, we the people are telling you, you are or you commit enough crime against us, or you do abuse us too much, or you have to pay.
But look at Duncan Stone making a decision on his own feelings with that boy mad. I can't make a decision against Labour Party now. It's like,
Like nothing.
but you not, boy, your decision not supposed to be so. Your decision supposed to be a balanced decision, boy.
Check.
You cannot make a decision like that with the position that you are holding.
All them man in their position,
Wow,
and see how them man
boy.
always do it. Where it comes on votes, they have the balance of Labour Party. You check. And not one of them man operated in an objective sense. You check. So once it comes down, it's all about politics. So they always band together. It's a band of thief them man they
and it have a set of pedophile in that crew there.
boy.
Yeah, boy, I don't want to talk about those things, you check me.
That's alright now.
Them pedos.
Dominicans have to realize, and we have to realize, if we really want our country and we really love our country, whether it's time for us to come together and get rid of these men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
Good night,
And the time is now.
Good night to all the viewers, here and abroad. Big respect. And be prepared for us to take a stand to save our country because
Time is now.
right now I see they have nothing else left to do. Yeah.
God's Christian, suck with violence.
Bong, bong,
Want to go on